Rayna here, coming at you post big beautiful bill signature, and many of us were super hyper ultra uber concerned about what it was going to include, right? And many people, I can count on two hands and a foot how many people retired because of what was potentially going to be in it. And fast forward, now we have the answer, and we didn't maybe need to do that. Remember I was saying, I think I was one of these videos, I was screaming from the rooftop, get your documents ready, but you don't have to send them until the fat lady sings, right? Until that means the ending, folks. Let's not go down some diatribe about that comment. But the ending was that they've signed it. And none of the proposed federal employee changes have been part of it. Supplement stays, high 3 stays, no high 5. We're still paying 0.8% if we were hired prior to 2013. And the only thing they're going to be doing is like double checking healthcare to be sure people who are on healthcare are supposed to be on it. So that just makes sense. So we're super happy that this is the thing, right? So we can go on about our lives and go back to, loving our job, loving the people we work with, a little bit of tongue in cheek, of course. So let's consider this a paradigm, right? Even had some of those changes been made, right? I always want us to remember how good we have it. Now, this is not to say, look how great you have it and, say to you, oh, it's fine. You've got a pension. You should be happy. That's not the point. That's not the point. My goal here today is to say, number one, yes, the bill passed. We don't have to be bothered with a lot of the Fed benefit problems that we thought we would be facing. So we're very excited about that. Also, to remind us how great it is that we do live in a country that, number one, your voices have been heard, right? You were listened to. Who knows how much of your calling and emailing and shouting from the top of some building that you wanted these benefits to remain as they were, because this is the contract you signed. This is what you agreed to. This is the deal you made when you hired in. If they want to make changes to new stuff, that's totally fine. People hiring in would agree to that term when they got hired, right? Or when they will have been hired, to use perfect English. So these things are good. We're very happy about this. All I want to also remind us is that, number one, we should be very happy that we have a pension. Those are few and far between. Many people in America have none. And you say, well, that's the job they signed up for. That's true. But those mom and pop stores, the small businesses, many of them have gone away from a pension at all, where there is no monthly payment forever. Many of them have quickly switched over to only using what they call a 401k. That doesn't mean you have $401,000 in your account. It means it's a tax code name that just says you can shove money in a bucket and you don't pay tax until later when you take money out of the bucket and put it in your own bank account. So there's some little cool things in there where the employer can contribute to your balance as well, as long as you do. And that's where I get many phone calls that say, hey, Rayna, I have a pension at the Fed, but my spouse does not. I have the monthly lifetime income. Maybe they're the bucket of money, the long-term nest egg. What do we have? These are the kind of things that you want to look at, sort of recon, take inventory of. And these are things that we want to chat about, because the things that are just going to pay you monthly are your Fed pension and Social Security. They're just a monthly payment, and it is what it is. Or there's a couple different versions of this. It's either SOCKS in Spanish or SLOKS. So tell me which one you subscribe to. There's a couple of different versions of this, but it just means it is what it is. So that monthly income from the pension, it just is what it is. We can't change it. We can't lump sum it from the Fed. That's not a choice. Social Security, also a monthly lifetime payment that is not a lump sum either. TSB, 401k, 403b, bucket o money that you can grab from, or we can peel off to make an income. I've had many people call me to say, hey, the spouse ain't got no income, but they have a bucket. Can we take a portion of that income to make it a lifetime payment? The answer is unequivocally yes. We can definitely do that. And these are ways that we can not even that we can teeter the totter. We can do A and B. We can make sure that you have sufficient lifetime income for not just yourself, but your spouse. Because if I pass away, what does my spouse get to keep? Remember, they keep the higher Social Security of the two, and they also keep maybe a portion of pension if you left a survivor benefit. And if we take a portion of their 401, peel it off into a plan that can pay them a lifetime income, then if you pass away, that income will just continue to pay them regardless of the choices you made. And this is a great thing to consider, because sometimes you say, well, it's going to cost me money, Rayna, it's going to cost me money to leave half or a portion, half or a quarter to the spouse. But it doesn't cost us anything to peel off a portion and make an additional income for the two of you. So these are some things we want to consider. And in terms of paradigms, remember, you have a pension and Social Security because you live in what I consider to be the greatest country in the world. And there are other countries that have Social Security and pension incomes or schemes or whatever place you're calling it. Like I know a gentleman from Australia, and we were, met online, and this is on TikTok. And he was telling about they call them schemes, or we would call them like a program or something like that. And so they have Social Security, but remember, their taxes, they're forced into tax at a very high rate, 40-ish% tax. But then you say, oh, well, I have free healthcare, free school, free all these things. And then we're back to the Alanis Morissette song that says, isn't it ironic that it's the free ride that you already paid? Right. So there's a ton of, I was speaking with another woman from Australia. She's like, it's great over there because, yeah, you pay a bunch of tax, but you don't pay for all these things. You don't think about some of these things. There's concerns that maybe students going from, say, high school to college have that in America that they wouldn't have in Australia. Days and all these things. You just your grades speak for themselves and all the extra things that you did, and you walk in. Why am I even bringing this up? Because we live in what I consider to be the best country in the world. And there's comparisons, but when you put the two side by side, you say, hey, well, we have a lot of things that many people don't have. And a really good friend of mine just happens to be from the country of Cuba, which I love Cubans. I consider myself to be an adopted Cuban because of my longstanding relationship with her and her family. And I am going to get the opportunity to visit and take some things to some family members there that just can't buy them, right? The next time you go into a store and just buy Tylenol, remember that there's people in the world that can't just do that. And they definitely don't have a pension, and they definitely can't call their congressman and say, I want you to vote a certain way on this certain decision coming up. There are places where you don't have that ability. So I am very happy that this bill passed favorably for all of us here dealing with federal benefits and federal retirement and federal prep. I also encourage you to remember, hey, number one, there's other Americans that live in your neighborhoods that don't have any of these options available to them. And you do. And then just your neighbor just a little bit further away in either direction also doesn't have those types of choices that they can make. So I definitely want to encourage us to just, hey, let's make it a grateful day. Have the gratitude for what you know you have, and be grateful for the things that maybe we do take for granted. I do not want to take for granted anything. And I want to be appreciative of all of y'all working. And we appreciate you in the federal government, all the stuff that you do and all the work that you finish for us behind the scenes. Many people truly will have no idea how much goes into any particular federal job, whether that's, and it's not even up or down scale, whether it's the $300,000 a year income earner or the $20,000 a year daycare provider. They're all so valuable, and they're all parts of the body, right? The pinky doesn't do as much as maybe my brain, but I would be pretty lost without it for a while. So I encourage you take inventory of the things to be thankful for, and love your family while you have them. Have a great day.